Salutations from space, Cascadians. This is your friendly Astrolonaut, Gemini Brett of morethan.astrology.com with a quick look at the planet energies to come this weekend ahead as we come together to celebrate this tribe we call Cascadia and frolic together in the forests of Granite Falls. Tonight is Monday, July 20th, the day of the moon, and I'm hanging out with a couple of my friends at Lincoln Park. This is the moon, I assume you've met, and just about to set the goddess Venus over the Olympics. Now I know this camera is not sensitive enough to see her, but I know that you are, so why not one of these nights ahead before we head out to the tree lines of the forest, take a look in the sunset sky at Venus looking back. For this is the last time we'll see the goddess in the west for about a year, because this Saturday, in the middle of the Cascadia Festival, Venus will station retrograde, and she will dive from her height in the western sky into the beams of the sun and disappear until towards the end of August she will be born in the east, and she will begin a new quest. So Venus retrograde, a lot of the planet police will tell you not to fall in love and things will be tough with money and a whole bunch of fiddlesticks as far as I'm concerned. Venus retrograde is a very special thing. Venus retrogrades least of all the planets. And for a rather short time, 40 days, 40 nights. And where have we heard that number before? In so many places. So after 260 days in the evening sky, the human gestation cycle of 9 months, Venus now dives down to move the world tree from the west to the east, where she will spend another 260 days, another 9 months. And this is the focus of my cosmic conversation at Cascadia, which will happen at the Dream Dome, 2:30 to 4:30 p.m. on Sunday, the day of the sun. The talk is called The 13th Flower, the archetypal scent of the global goddess, and I hope to see you there. But we're getting more technical than we need to just now. The overall energy this weekend is beautiful and bright. The sun this Wednesday on July 22nd, 8:30 in the Pacific Standard Time night, will move into the sign of Leo. The sun likes Leo. And don't we all? It's hot fun in the summertime. It's roll out your slip and slide and get down. What a beautiful time to come out and dance, to create, to enjoy the art of our tribe. It's of course not surprising that some of my favorite painters at this weekend's festival, Sienna Dawn and Eric Nez, carry a lot of Leo energy. And it would be surprising if many of the musicians and other artists do not. We hear these things in the newspaper that Leo needs the stage and Leo needs the spotlight. Well, alright. But in Leo's light, the stage needs Leo because Leo is the spotlight, the illuminated one. The roaring flames of the fire stoking the cauldron of self-love to give love to the world. Courage and pride. That is not arrogance, confidence that is not cockiness, that allows us to manifest, to bring our creations into this real world without conflict, without self-judgment or limitation. And there's a higher side to Leo, honor, righteousness, sovereignty, walking that way of a high conduct. And so as we come out here to play with one another and dance around, let us be in that state of honor, of high conduct, but in a bright social way of the sun during these hottest days, and honoring that fuel that drives us into play and creation. And let's remember to drink plenty of water. The water, other planets are representing that element now. During the festival in the forest, the moon will be journeying through the sign of Scorpio, where it will align to Saturn, who is also retrograde. and bringing us in a way into the initiations of the heart, bringing us in a sense during these months that we're in the midst of, maybe softening on August 1st, maybe not until mid-September, really asking for us to have a little bit of life review in this time since around October 2012, when Saturn first made his way into the sign of Scorpio. What are the tidal waves that have ripped you open? In grief and loss, and are we afraid to go into those shadows? And what about the shadows of mystery and the occult? We are dancing through the forests of a Freemason campground, after all, are we not? And so at the end of this little broadcast, I think I'll show you some of the mysterious things that I've been welcomed to bring to the forest this weekend. But one last statement now, I think, before we'll take a deeper dive into the planets one at a time for those of you who wish to take a trip through astro jargon. And that is this: other aspects of the celestial symphony are allowing us now to turn down the mind a little bit and to turn up the heart. And what a beautiful thing for us to enjoy where we're out dancing and playing with one another in nature and enjoying the art of our tribes and bringing our own artistic gifts to one another. So let's remember that tenderness for another and that empathy, and to really hold a high regard for each other. And instead of falling too quickly to the judgment focus of our minds, as we are wont to do, to really open our hearts and to see that beauty in each of our brothers and sisters as we're out there having a good time. And speaking of having a good time, the veil is thin this weekend at these times right now. And I'm sure you've been feeling that. I mean, it's kind of like Halloween in the summer right now. And I say that just to suggest that if you're cracking open your consciousness through heavy trance dance or other more mysterious secret sauce permission slips, maybe take it easy. Ease into the thing and see how you feel. Because there's plenty of alignments right now that will be happy to drag us into the hard time of a long night's initiation for the sake of our growth. And while that can be beautiful for the call to evolve, it's even more beautiful if we take it slowly so we can be present and aware and have that discernment to make our own choices even when we're traveling through the farthest reaches of the cosmos. So there's the short version. For those of you who would like to stick around and to drop in with each of the planets one at a time and take a longer journey with our brothers and sisters of the system, stay tuned for part 2. Until then, love and planets. This is your friendly Astrolonaut signing off. I will see you in space.